This is a screencast to teach you how to use Google Docs. There are many ways to start a new document. You can start with your waffle. You can click on it and click on Docs. Or you can just type in docs.google.com. Or the third way, you can go to your waffle, go to Drive, press the blue New button, and create a new Google Doc. Additionally, there are templates that you can choose from if you use the little arrow, so you can either have a blank document or start one from a template. There are many different templates that Google Docs has already created for you. There are essays, there are book reports. If you need a specific type of formatting, you feel free to use one of these options. Alright, so I'm going to start a new blank document. And as always, with any new document, you want to start by titling it, so click on Untitled Document. Up will pop a box, or in this case, it will allow you to automatically type over and recreate the title. So we have menu options as well as a toolbar in Google Documents, and so I will go over the toolbar first. This is obviously the print icon. You'll print your document. Undo, if you make a mistake, you can undo. Redo will undo your mistake if you've undone it too many times. The paint format, this will allow you to copy a size of a text, the font, the color of it, and replace it. This is obviously where you can zoom in on your document to your preference. Normal text, this will allow you to choose what type of heading, if you want a title, subheading, or various headings for your document. You can use any of those. Fonts. Google Docs comes with many fonts built in, but if you click More Fonts, there are even more fonts available to you that you can choose from, and you can choose to add them to your font collection. All you do is click on it. If you decide, oh, I don't like that font, you can go to the right side and click the X, and it will remove it from your font options. Then say OK. Font size, you can change the font size. If there's a font size that you would like that you don't see, you can actually type in any number in that box and it will change the font size. Bold, to bold something. Bold typing will make your font appear thicker. Italic writing will make your font sideways. And then underlined obviously underlines the text. Next to that, you can change the font color. You can change the color of the font itself, or you can also change the background of the font. So you can make it appear to be highlighted, like so. Next to that, you can also add a link to your document, and this will take people to the internet to search for a specific URL. And you can also change the font to read something else. The next button over is to comment. You can use this feature if you're commenting on your own work to remind you to go back and fix something later, or if you're commenting on a friend's piece of work. Left align, center align, right align, and justify will align your writing as such. Justify just means both sides of the document are the exact same. Next to that is spacing. So if you find you need space between your writing, double space You may hear a teacher ask you to double space a document. That's what they mean, adding an extra space between each line. Or if you just find your writing's too cramped, you can change that distance. Next to that is numbering. So you can make a numbered list. Additionally, right next to it, there's a little drop-down menu, and you can change the numbers to letters or Roman numerals if your project requires something different than numbers. Bullet points, same thing, and there is also another drop-down menu that you can change the look of the bullet points. You can change the indenting space, how much space is created when you indent using these two buttons. And then next to that is text formatting. You can clear formatting back to the default, which is Arial size 11, black font. And then right here, this is your modes of viewing. So right now we're in editing, which means we're typing. You can also go into the suggesting mode. This is great for peer reviewing papers, or even if you're looking at a shared document that you're asking your friends for some suggestions. Do you think we should change it to this, or what about this wording? You can type in a suggestion. In this case, I'll capitalize the G in Google, and you'll notice it pops up with replace G with G, and people can either accept that or they can decline it. If they accept it, it'll make your change. If not, it'll keep it the same. And then you can also change from suggesting to viewing, and basically that's just like a print preview, what your document will look like if you click print right this minute. So that's your toolbar. And your toolbar can change based on what you're looking at, so you can also hide your menu options if you need more space. And to unhide them, you just click the button one more time. Let's talk about our file menu options. So we'll start with file. Under file, there's a lot of options. You can share your document here, or you can use the blue button to the right. You can create a new spreadsheet or presentation or drawing from here. You can open an old existing document. You can rename. If you make a mistake titling your page, you can rename it here. You can make a copy of a document. You can move it to another folder. You can move it to the trash. Or you can see revision history. This is very helpful for if you make a mistake or if you're working on something with friends and someone accidentally deletes something. You can see down to the second every change that has been made and who made it on the document. So if for some reason you can't find what you had and you look back in revision history, you can restore the revision where the delete happened by clicking restore this revision and then click restore. And then it's back to exactly at that date and time what the document looked like. You can also change the language. This would be helpful if you're in a foreign language class and you're typing in a specific language. It will help you catch any spelling errors. From the file menu, you can also go to download as. This would be helpful if you're going home and you're using Microsoft Word and you want to be able to have it compatible to your computer. Or you can download it as a PDF, and this just basically means that no one can touch it. They can just look at what you have. They can't edit it or change it in any way. Email your collaborators. That's just basically emailing the people who you're sharing the document with. And then page setup, you can change the layout of your page, whether you want it portrait or landscape, so that means up and down or side to side. And you can also change the paper size, and you can change the page color. This is where you can change the background to whatever color you would like. As you can see, I just turned the page blue. This would be great if you're not printing the document. You don't want to do this on something you're printing. Alright, over to edit. Undo, redo, paste, cut, copy. Those are all tools that are also in the toolbar, but you can also find them under edit. You can select all. You can find the web clipboard, which is what you have copied from the internet. You can see that I highlighted everything by selecting all, or select none, unhighlight it all. Find and replace. This is great if you find that you've used a word over and over and over again in an essay. You can type in the word that you used and find a synonym for it, and everywhere that it finds that word, it will automatically replace it in your document. So here I'll show you with hello. If I want to change every hello to hi, I just say find and replace all, and then magically it changed all of them to hi. Next menu option is viewing. So again, these are tools that can be found in your toolbar, but also found under the view menu. It also again allows you to hide your menu options and full screen. In order to get out of it, you need to press the ESC button. Over to inserts. Insert an image. You can search Google, you can find one on your computer, you can find one in your drive. You can take a snapshot if you're on a Chromebook. You can insert a URL. When you go to search in Google, there are some filter options that you can use. So in this case, I'll type happy face. I'll search it, I find the happy face I like, the blue box will be around it, and magically my blue button, select, will appear blue. I can click select to insert into my document. It's going to put it wherever my cursor was. So my cursor was just between hi and the exclamation point, and it drops the happy face right in there. I can resize it by clicking on it, using the boxes in the corner, and resizing the image. I can also drag the image and move it to wherever I would like it on my document. And if I choose to replace the image by right-clicking on it, that means it will put the next image that I choose right on top of it. So I'm going to search happy face again, and this time I'm going to filter for turquoise options, and this time I want a turquoise happy face. So I will click on the turquoise happy face and I will click select, and magic, it replaced it just the same exact size and location that the previous happy face was. I can also insert a link, again another option. I can insert an equation if I'm asked to do some math in Google Docs. It has parentheses and multiplication, division signs, and other more advanced math. Once I'm done with the equation, I can just click out of it or click the X on the right-hand side. Move my cursor, and now I can go back to my menu. I can insert a drawing that I've already created. I can insert a chart. I can use sheets to help me with that. I can insert a table. I can insert a horizontal line. Page numbers, if I want to add page numbers to my document, I can either have them at the top or the bottom. I can have it skip the first page, start at the first page. I can also insert a table of contents. This will organize my page nicely. Format, these again are all the options that are on your toolbar. There may be a few options in here that are not on your toolbar, like strike through and superscript and subscript. A strike through just crosses out what you've written. Superscript is like for an exponent, and subscript is if you're quoting something from a book and you want to include it in a footer to cite the information. You can change the paragraph style, a line, and you can also insert columns. It now allows you to insert 2 and 3 columns for text. So if I want to create a second column, I just click enter, and instead of going to the next page, it will go to the next column, and I can add my extra typing. If I want my capitalization changed, everything capitalized, everything lowercase, and again the clear formatting button that you saw in your toolbar. For tools, you have your spell check, your explore, you can search your document, you can also use voice typing. This is really helpful for those of us that are slow at typing. All you do is you click on the microphone and it's going to listen to you talk. It's going to ask you to allow the microphone. So go ahead and allow your microphone. And then you just click on it and it starts to listen to you type. And it's going to write down everything that you're saying. You do need to be specific as to when you need a comma or an exclamation point or a period at the end of your sentence. It doesn't know when you end your sentence, so otherwise it'll be a big long run-on sentence. When you're done, go ahead and click the microphone again and it will stop. And it's telling you, giving you a hint that you have to tell it when to put the period, or if you want a new line, so instead of saying enter, you can say new line and it'll make a new line. If for some reason you say exclamation point and it comes up in word format, you can right click on it and it'll change it to the actual exclamation point. But again, this is great for those that are struggling with typing. And we will explore add-ons later this week. You can also check the word count, see how many words you've written, characters you've written. And you can use a dictionary to define words if you're not sure of their meaning. You can just type them in right here in the search box and it will find and search what the word means. And last but not least, you can insert your table, add your different information to the table. And if you need some help, you can find keyboard shortcuts under the help menu, as well as you can type your question and it will try and find the answer for you. Good luck exploring our Google Docs HyperDoc. Remember, if you need to, come back to this video for a tutorial.